抖音。
It's a great honor. It's a much-awaited event. We've been waiting to have this here in a concrete manner for over 2 years. We've been planning this. I think we're really happy to be here and to set off the evening to a wonderful, spectacular start. We have the one and only chairman of the board of the International Campaign for Tibet, our friend who has been along with us through ups and downs, and who we can't do without. So we have Mr. Richard Pierre.
Look at this. Wow. All these Tibetan lovers out there. Love this. I know probably 80 or 90% of the people out here, which is rare. Show how many go back like 100 years ago? This is one of those special events. I forgot I actually received one of these awards 100 years ago myself. And how much that meant. And I didn't take it lightly then, but I take it more powerfully now when I see all the people over the years who got this incredible honor. From Elie Wiesel to Archbishop Tutu to so many wonderful, extraordinary people have been touched by His Holiness, vibrate in that same way as His Holiness vibrates. He's just telling me what I'm supposed to do here. And, you know, I think a very special one this year, because I don't know anyone outside of the Tibetan world, and we have so many incredible people from the Tibetan world here. Tenzin Teta, sitting here in the front, who actually, when I walked into the office of Tibet in New York 50 years ago, whenever that was, and he was so sweet and gentle, and he was the head of the office there. And I remember, he didn't ask for anything, he gave me a book. It was so nice, he gave me a book. And I went away and I read this book. And that meant it, I remember it to this day, and that touched me. And Tapasiri, of course, one of my dear old friends. I don't remember how long ago, I think it was around HIV/AIDS when we first met. Maybe 30 years ago or something like that. And what an inspiration she was. She was someone who was so genuine, so straightforward and fearless, and a genuine troublemaker. And good trouble, really good trouble, necessary trouble. I was doing some interviews for these movies that are coming around, saving people everywhere to give the award, maybe say a few words.
Today, everyone. It's a great honor and a great privilege that I'm presenting this Lamp of Truth to the award to Nancy Pelosi on behalf of His Holiness. Nancy has been a great supporter of Tibet for many, many decades, and we are really very grateful for all that you have done for the Tibetan cause. And we are all gathered here to witness this gift from His Holiness to you. And once again, we want to say thank you, thank you. Tochiche.
Dear Speaker, Emerita, Pelosi, I am pleased to know that the International Campaign for Tibet is honoring you with this Light of Truth Award. You have not only played a crucial role in advancing the hopes and aspirations of the people of the United States, but also continue to use your good offices to advance the cause of human rights and democratic freedom throughout the world. As a Tibetan, I have a deep respect and gratitude for your firm and ongoing support for the Tibetan people, as well as the personal friendship you have shown me. Your friendship, support, and solidarity have been a source of hope, inspiration, and strength in our enduring and challenging quest for freedom and dignity. Through your steadfast defense of human rights everywhere in the world, you have highlighted the truth of the Tibetan cause. I remain grateful for your continued support with my prayers and good wishes. Yours sincerely, His Holiness the Dalai Lama.
Well, what a remarkable occasion. I thought I was coming to a meeting where like 100 people would be getting an award. I didn't know this was about me. But I accept on behalf of so many of my colleagues who very courageously have fought with us in this fight over the years, on both sides of the aisle, on both sides of the Capitol. I'm very moved by receiving this award.
It touches my heart, it challenges my conscience, and it moves us to action. You hear Richard talk, I think Richard was like the 90s when we first began, because you came to my 20th anniversary when I was in Continental 37, the 20th in New York when we had that. And we were all friends by then, or friends of long standing by then. And to you, to receive this award from a sister of His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, can you imagine anything more exciting? Thank you so much, thank you so much. It was a great honor. And you, I call you Mr. President, and he's so wonderful. It's an honor that you're here, an honor for me that you are here. But it's an honor that all of you are here. We are united in a belief in the goodness of people. Encouraged by His Holiness, many of you have heard my story when I hear myself in the film say that if we do not support human rights in China and Tibet because of commercial reasons, we lose all moral authority to talk about human rights anywhere in the world. When I said that to a group of lamas in Ramsala, well, Richard's heard this story a number of times over the years, but when I said that to some of the lamas in Ramsala, His Holiness got up after me and said, "All right, everyone, now let us pray for Nancy so we rid her of her negative attitude." So that's what I've been striving to do, and that's what we're hoping to do. If honorably to His Holiness the Dalai Lama, sometimes Richard would say, "What do you holier than the Pope?" Dalai Lama says, this is what we do, and aren't we blessed to have His guidance. But you are very special people. Just in thinking in terms of His Holiness, in terms of spiritual goodness, of course, in terms of the fact that He received the Nobel Prize a long time ago and received it, the first time anyone received it for work on the environment. We're talking about the value of protecting the environment. That was the first time. So we all have an obligation to protect God's creation environment, as His Holiness has been saying for decades. He's taught us to respect each other. I happen to be, as a Catholic, believe that we all have that spark of divinity in us and that we have to treat each other that way. We all have to also respect that we have the spark of divinity and act that way. That's what I say to some of our friends around here. But it is a remarkable thing that this person, thousands of miles away from America, commands so much respect for his goodness, for his ability to convey that goodness to so many people, and for the rest of us to have to get used to the goodness of His Holiness, because he has such a high standard. You see in that film, Tom Lantos, he invited me to the first meeting with His Holiness years ago, and Tom used to, now I get so frustrated because we weren't making progress, and he'd say it takes a long time, the road to achieving human rights and the rest, and we just have to keep at it, which we are doing, and others like I came to talk about bending the arm to justice and it will. So we all have to be, shall we say, see opportunity where it is, but also not give up the fight where it exists as well. So I'm very, very honored to receive this. I'm particularly happy because my dear husband Paul is here. Where are you? Oh, there he is, right there. Christine, and they know how much it means to me that they are here, and how much this award means to me. That's why I wanted them to be here. So we have important work 2007, Richard was there. He was sitting up there in the balcony with my brother and my family. There was Richard there, oh my God. So one of the first things I did in 2007 as a speaker was to have a bill to create the goal. When it was ready, the President of the United States, George Bush, said that he would come. Now, that's highly unusual. This is a congressional goal now, not the President of the Congressional. And he said he would come and bring it. And what was very special, as you could see from those pictures, Laura Bush came too. And that was really what was in their hearts. The two of them came. It was very special. He doesn't hesitate over time to tell me, you know how much grief I still get from the Chinese for coming to your event, but I'm glad I did. He really was sincerely there, and that made it very special for all of us. So let us take stock of what His Holiness has meant to us, what He has imbued in us, even though He's not quite rid me of all of my negative attitudes. I'm working on it. It's harder, but nonetheless, and understand the responsibility that we have to nature, as he did, and in his was said in the testimonial for the Nobel Prize, Nobel Peace Prize, and as he teaches us in his teachings and his writings and the rest. One of the sad things for us was when we went to Tibet, was that we met all these monks, we went to classrooms, we went to monasteries, all of that, and there wasn't one word that they attributed to His Holiness the Dalai Lama. But the monks and the others knew that why we were there and expressed their gratitude for our doing it. And we of course mentioned his name all the time, even though we were detected, we didn't want to get anybody in trouble, but anyway. So there's just one more thing about that, and that is, may His Holiness live to be twice his age. May he live to be over 100 years old. But for all of us, there's a finiteness to our lives. And we just have to make sure that we live every day, act in such a strong way, that we take ourselves closer to a place where the people of Tibet can live in freedom, and that we are worthy of the goodness of His Holiness and what He imbues in us, what He expects of us, and what we owe Him. It's one last story. Did I say that already? When Dianne Feinstein and I met with President Xi when he came about 10 years ago, 9 years ago, to the Capitol, and there were only a few of us, leadership, and Dianne came to, and we talked to him about Tibet. He said, we want to talk to you about Tibet. He said, well, you don't know what's going on in Tibet. You've never been there. You've got to go see for yourself all the good things that we're doing in Tibet. We're doing this and that. We're building the temple roof and all that. And so you don't have to see for yourself. I said, well, I thank you for that because I've been trying to get a visa to Tibet for 25 years. And I expect that means we now have one. So we went, and the governor was our spiritual leader of our trip. We went, and what we saw was a Potemkin village where they were pretending that they'd done this and they'd done that. I said, I don't care. After we left and went back to Beijing and so on, Jim McGovern said, yeah, we saw your Potemkin village of Tibet. He said that to the president. And I said, it's so funny is because I said, we don't care that you gilded the roof of the temple. We care what's going into the minds of the children and what they're doing with the children, taking them from their families so they're not raised in their faith, in their religion, in their culture, and the rest. And so, the one example we had is we went to a home. They want to show us the happiness of the Tibetans under the Chinese. We went to a home where they introduced us to a family. Now, imagine that we went into the home, and right on the wall was a picture that big of President Xi. Now, how many people have that in our home, right? Maybe 3/4 that size, but the whole wall, President Xi. We thought, this is strange. And Xi on the wall. And then they had pictures of the grandchildren around. this or that. And they were telling us how happy they were, and that was strange anyway. But nonetheless, they told us about their daughter and the picture of the grandchildren, and that's, the daughter comes home from work or wherever, but she comes home, and we greet her, tell her how happy we are to meet her, and we saw lovely pictures of her children. Children? I don't have any children. That just tells you how protecting the village was. It just said, they'll try anything. But we don't get fooled by any of it. What we do get is guided by the goodness of His holiness. And that goodness is present in every person. In closing, let me talk about Richard for a moment. I say closing twice now, just twice. Richard has been such an I'm happy to join the company of these wonderful people, including Richard Gere. Who received this award, and I thank all of you. And again, Benson Hummel, what an honor it is for all of us to be in your company, and what an honor especially for me to receive this award from you. Which loves His holy,
ICT President December 8th, 9th of December, we decided that we should be here, and I should represent the people. Thank you for everything that you did for us. And as you have seen in the pictures, this room had a congressional delegation that Speaker Emerita Pelosi was also there, and we had the opportunity to honor you in terms of with the big Dolma Anka. In the presence of all the Tibetans in Dharamsala. And today, it's a privilege and honor to again thank you for everything you did for us in the presence of our members of Parliament of North America. We have here. And then we have community leaders from all around North America, from the United States and Canada, who are sitting behind. And you gave us the opportunity to see you with your husband Paul and your family. Thank you very much for this occasion, because only we get to see only you. So now we got to see your family, and then the family of ICT. All of them who have served ICT for many years on the board, executive committees. So thank you very much. Again, on behalf of all the Tibetans, inside and outside, thank you very much for everything. Bipartisan, bicameral support in the Congress, and we have to keep it that way. And from the Democrat side, Speaker Pelosi has been the leader of all of us.
I just may respond to Mr. President and thank him for his leadership. When we pass these bills, it's really important for us to have big support, and that happens because nothing is more eloquent to a member of Congress than the voice of his or her own constituent, and his travels have made that richer and richer and stronger and stronger. Thank you.
I'm not going to say too much because you're going to see the film.
Also in the world. And yeah, I really hope that we manage to get this dialogue, His Holiness really was keen to do with the public because he knew when he was doing the interview that he will talk with each and every one of us at the moment. So we really hope that this message will spread and that we can help met the message of His Holiness and also at the Tibetan cause to travel the world, and I think together we can really achieve a lot. So thank you so much for being here.
And we love to work with you, Tenchula. It's always a pleasure. Also like to welcome our team, Modlam, Ansbet, Maure, Tobias, Lash. We have been working a lot and we have great news. Film is really working good in theaters. We just received the results from Switzerland from last weekend. We opened the film and we are number 3. Number 1 is... Number 1 is Vajana, Disney film. Number 2 is Gladiator, and number 3 is Our Wisdom of Happiness. We have been working intensively on this campaign. We are in service of the Tibetan cause. It's not about us, it's not about the filmmaking. We are just a tool for you and for the Tibetan cause. So it's very satisfying that we see people going to cinemas and learning a lot what Tibet has to offer, and that's such a pleasure to be helpful in that way. One more thing, Switzerland is a really small country somewhere in Europe. We only have like 8 million people, 4 million speaking German, and we have not one president, but we have 7 presidents. And we talked to one of them in the summer, who is responsible for culture, and we asked her, "Are you interested in Tibet and Tibetan questions?" She said yes. Second question was, "Do you like Richard Gere?" Yes. Number 3, would you like to come to our premiere at Zurich International Film Festival? She was a bit skeptical. Why? Because of commercial reasons. And it's everywhere in the world we see that picture, but not here in the United States. And Nancy Pelosi, we told her, Nancy Pelosi is not afraid, so please, could you consider coming to the festival? She said yes, now my point is
1, 2, 3. See you soon.